When a client is receiving multiple medications by injection, sometimes it's possible to mix the two medications into one syringe and administer the injection once. This is ideal for the client as it decreases the number of injections they receive. The first thing you need to do when mixing two different types of medications into one syringe is to check the compatibility chart to make sure that they're compatible. For example, when we look to see if atropine is compatible with hydromorphone, we will find a green C in that box, meaning that the two medications are compatible in the same syringe. Now let's look to see if diazepam and hydromorphone are compatible in the same syringe. We'll find a red N in that box, meaning that the two medications are not compatible and two separate injections will need to be given to the client. Lastly, let's look at combining atropine and diazepam in the same syringe. We will find a blank box this time, meaning that there's no current data available. Anytime we find a blank box, we treat the two medications as if they are not compatible, and we would need to give two separate injections to the client. When mixing two different types of medications into one syringe, there's a certain order for drawing up, depending on what the medication comes in. If you're drawing up one medication from a vial and one medication from an ampule, always draw up the medication from the vial first. But why is this important? Remember that vials are multi-dose and ampules are single dose. So in order to avoid contaminating the multi-dose vial, we would need to draw up that medication first. If you're drawing up medications from two separate ampules, in this case, it doesn't matter which one you draw up first, as they're both single-dose containers and will be discarded immediately after drawing up the medications, so future contamination is not a concern. Lastly, if you're drawing up medications from two separate vials, it doesn't matter which one you draw up first, as there is a risk of contamination with either vial. What is important when mixing from two vials is that you label in your head one vial as vial A and the other vial as vial B. This is going to help you keep everything straight when you withdraw the medications. Now that you've labeled vial A and vial B, you will want to swab the tops of both vials and then inject the required amount of air into vial A without touching the needle to the solution. Let's say you need 0.5 cc's of medication from vial A, so you will inject 0.5 cc's of air. Then remove the needle from vial A without drawing up any of the medication. Now you can inject air into vial B. Let's say you need 1 cc of medication from vial B, so you will inject 1 cc of air. Next, you can invert the vial and withdraw 1 cc of medication from vial B. Knock out any air bubbles and double check that you have 1 cc of medication. Lastly, you can re-swab the top of vial A, insert your needle into vial A, and withdraw 0.5 cc's of medication for a total of 1.5 cc's in the syringe. It's very important that you don't push any medication back into the vial at this point, as it will contaminate vial A. If you accidentally withdraw past 1.5 cc's, you cannot just push out medication until you reach 1.5, as you don't know which medication you're pushing out of the syringe. You would want to only push out the medication that was in vial A, but most likely it would be a mixture of both, which would mean your dose would be incorrect. If you accidentally withdraw past 1.5 cc's, you'd need to throw out the syringe and start the process all over again. The most common medications that you will be mixing together in a syringe are insulins. So we will go into further detail about insulins in the next PowerPoint.